Hello and welcome to Upfront. Joining me in the studios is the Minister of Culture and the one who's of course responsible for Carnival, the Honorable Jonel Powell. We're going to be speaking about a certain situation that has arisen in the public sphere, and he's going to be clearing up some misconceptions surrounding the upcoming Calypso competition. Good evening, Minister Powell. How are you?
Good evening, and I'm doing very well, thank you. Giving God thanks.
All right, good to have you. Now let's get right to it. We understand that there was a statement made in the public sphere, I think a post on Facebook, regarding the upcoming Calypso competitions and vaccinations statuses. Could you clear up exactly what's going on here?
Well, in short, a post was made on Facebook from a media house suggesting that a decision had been made to allow both vaccinated and unvaccinated Calypsonians to participate in this year's senior Calypso competition for our Sugar Mass 50. And so I was invited to respond to that, having indicated to that media house that that information was incorrect and that the Carnival Committee maintains its position whereby only fully vaccinated persons will be allowed to participate in the official Carnival events this year, whether it be it patrons or participants or even service providers.
Can you speak to the rationale behind this, well, I don't want to call it a hardline approach, but to this approach?
Well, it's simple, and it is consistent with what the Cabinet has been preaching. It is consistent with decisions taken by the National COVID-19 Task Force. Based on the current COVID-19 pandemic and how it has affected not just St. Kitts and Nevis, but the entire world, we have taken a decision whereby only vaccinated persons will be allowed to participate in our official Carnival events. That is to keep our people as safe as possible, while at the same time allowing us to have mass events or events of mass gatherings in a safe and healthy way. The reality is we have been fortunate enough to have a considerably high vaccination rate, and so we can have these events, but we can only do it in a safe way. And the Carnival Committee, being an arm of the government, is not going to use the worst case scenario or the worst standards. We're going to use the gold standard, that being fully vaccinated persons only.
So, to play a bit of devil's advocate here, what about a suggestion I heard about having separate eliminations? I know there are some Calypsonians who feel slighted and who feel excluded because they themselves are not vaccinated. Has the possibility ever been discussed about holding separate events, one for vaccinated performers and one for unvaccinated performers?
Such a proposition would not be feasible. It means having two shows and two sets of costs, for example. But at the end of the day, the status quo remains. We've made the decision, and we all have decisions to make in life, whether it be as a government or as individuals. And based on the decisions we make, we have to live with the consequences. The Carnival Committee, myself as minister responsible, and the government has always been consistent that we would only have fully vaccinated persons. I understand the disappointment by those who are not able to participate, but that is their choice not to participate. These are the rules, this is the criteria, it's a competition, and this is what is required to enter. I'm hoping that they utilize the time to really reflect on their decisions, not just to participate in a Calypso show, but to really think about what it means to be vaccinated in the world in which we live today. And when I say vaccinated, I mean vaccinated against the COVID-19 virus.
All right. Any final words before we wrap up?
Just to say, I don't see our decision as being hardlined. It is a decision which is very consistent with policy that is being implemented across our country. It is reflected in the regulations by which we are governed currently as we're still in a state of emergency. It is consistent with policies that are implemented by governments in the region, by every government in the region, as well as further afield. I speak about my recent travel experiences, whereby in Abu Dhabi to go to the ICC Cricket World Cup, I had to be fully vaccinated and have a negative PCR test just to enter the cricket stadium. When I was in Paris for UNESCO, to enter a restaurant, bar, the very conference center itself, I had to be fully vaccinated. When you look at even the recently held Miami Carnival in Florida, you had to be fully vaccinated and have a negative PCR test in order to enter the, well, in our language, bubble, but to enter the venue. We are not even asking you to do both. We're just saying, look, you've done the responsible thing and been fully vaccinated, and that in itself allows you to go forward. We all make decisions, and we hope that persons make the right decisions.
All right, well said. Thank you very much for speaking with us, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you at some point in time for further updates on Sugar Mass 50. I've been speaking with the Minister of Culture, who's also responsible for Carnival, the Honourable Jonel Powell, and he's been giving us an update and clearing the air on some statements being made about the upcoming Calypso competition. Stay tuned, more news after this.